Well, hello, word nerds, and welcome again to the podcast called The Dictionary, hosted by me, Spencer. We are still going through the new words that were added to the Oxford Dictionary in March of 2025, and geez, there's a lot of them. So let's talk about them. All right, the first one is comal, C-O-M-A-L. It is a noun. And this is the context that we're talking about is chiefly among Hispanic Americans and in Latin American contexts. I would really like to know the backstory of why they put in so many Spanish words related to Hispanic Americans in Latin America, etc., at this certain time. So, is this something that they do every quarter? They're adding a lot of Spanish words? Or is there something about this time period specifically? Or, I don't know. Let's just read them. All right, so this one is a smooth griddle, originally made of clay, but now more usually made of cast iron. And there is an ellipses, and so there's more information. So yeah, it's a thing that you can cook stuff on. Used to be made out of clay, now it's made out of cast iron, and it is called that's right, it is called a comal. Now, of course, because it's just easy to do this, I would like to look up what does just comal mean in Spanish. Let's set up the language here on the translate thing. I feel like that should be an easier location to find. C-O-M-A-L. It just means comal. So, I don't know. All right, next we have, this does not sound good at all. It is congealed salad. Noun. Chiefly U.S. originally. Why am I not surprised about that at all? Definitely seems more American than anything else. This is a dish made with gelatin, or, in later use, a fruit-flavored gelatin-based dessert, and various other ingredients. Typically, ... So it doesn't say what those ingredients are because there's not enough space here, but let's just look up congealed salad. I mean, this makes me think of a fruit salad like at holiday time. It's in a Jell-O kind of thing. Let's just put all of our fruits and veggies into this Jell-O mold, and then it will jiggle. Let's see. This says, congealed salad is a gelatin-based dessert typically made of flavored gelatin, like Jell-O, fruits and other ingredients such as cottage cheese, nuts, and whipped cream. Though it is called a salad, it is often served as a side dish or a dessert, especially in the American South and Midwest. It is also known as Jell-O salad or gelatin salad, not congealed salad. Honestly, both of those names are way better than congealed salad. I don't like the idea of my salad being congealed. Thank you very much. But that's kind of what Jell-O is. I don't really understand the use of the word salad here, but it does make me think of the podcast, The Allusionist, has an episode, I think it's one of her Tranquillusionist episodes where she just reads a bunch of stuff. And in this one in particular, she's reading just different types of salads, I think, if I remember correctly. Maybe I'll put a link to that in the show notes, or maybe you can just go find it yourself. But yes, salad, it's a loose term. All right, what's next? We have conjunto, C-O-N-J-U-N-T-O, noun. And we're talking about Latin America and in parts of North America among Hispanic communities. This is a small musical group or band. Also, the style of music played by such a... ... I assume it's going to say played by such a band. Conjunto. I think we had another one, and maybe in the previous episode there was another music style and band. So here's another one. Conjunto. Next is constructability. Could probably figure out what this is based on the word. It is a noun, and it is the quality or fact of being constructible. So if it is constructible, can you construct it? Is it Legos? Is it an erector set? Lincoln logs? I don't know other things that you put together other than just like wood and steel and such. So if you can build it, they will come. And it has constructability. Related, here we go. We have constructible. Looks kind of like, what are those things? Crustables? What is it, like Smucker's Crustables? No. But although Crustables are constructible because they had to build them. They had to construct them out of dough, jelly, peanut butter maybe, and put them into a machine, and the machine will smush it together. All right, constructible, adjective, that may be constructed. Especially that may be built, made, devised, or created. Can you construct it? It is constructible. This podcast was constructible from my brain. So what is this one? This is constructibility. Now, so it's basically the same word as before, but this one has an ibility instead of an ability at the end. It is a noun. It is the fact or quality of being able to be constructed, built, or put together. Which I think was pretty much the same as the other one. All right. Next is constructural. Constructural. Yeah. Adjective of or relating to construction or structure. And then it says equal sign. Constructional is an adjective or something. So constructural. So it's constructing and structural put together to make constructural, which is a funny word to say. Constructural. Constructural. Next is cotija. I thought it was cojita, but I mixed up the letters. Cotija, cotija. Noun, or cotija. It is a white, salty, semi-hard Mexican cheese made from cow's milk. And then also a more fully, it is just cotija cheese. That's the full name. When the cotija cheese is in trouble, you say, "Cotija cheese, go to your room. No cheese for you, no cow's milk for you." But we just say cotija. I've definitely never had this. Okay. Next. We are almost done with the C's, kind of. Oh, we still got a bunch of them. Next is, coyote. So this, though, is a verb. I think we are aware of the animal called the coyote. I just saw a coyote recently, maybe a couple of weeks ago. Early in the morning, I was driving to work, and there was a coyote right over there. Not far, just walking. It was pretty dark still. That's the time they like. So this is an intransitive verb. Coyote, I assume it's the same way to pronounce it. This is a U.S. colloquial word, and it is to move or go stealthily or furtively. This is used with adverbs, especially in to coyote out. Is that the phrase, to coyote out? Which is to escape or to extricate oneself. I got to cut coyote out of here. We got to get going. I don't want to be in this situation. I got to escape. I got to coyote out. Because coyotes are stealthy, I guess. Let's go coyote-ing. Next. Okay, so this is an abbreviation. CR, both capitalized. It is a noun, and this is interesting. It is a toilet. Or a lavatory, if you prefer that. Or some people say, what are the other terms? Bathroom, restroom. In England, I'm trying to think of the term. The water closet, WC. You'll see that a lot. Is there another one? The loo. What does CR mean? It means comfort room. How nice. The bathroom is my comfort room where I go to sit for hours doom scrolling on the Twitter. No. We all take our phones to the bathroom, which is terrible for so many reasons. So, I just try and limit it. Just like 1 minute. That's all you need. Do your business, 1 minute on the phone and get out of there. And then clean your phone. Come on. Next is crime rate. Noun. It is a measure of the number of crimes recorded in a particular area over a given period of time, etc. Well, crime rate is a phrase that we've used, I think, for decades probably. But was it just not in the dictionary? Because for some reason now, the crime rate is being talked about so much, maybe by politicians who are saying things about crime rates and lying about crime rates. So they got to put it in the dictionary. Next is cubano with a capital C. It is a noun and an adjective, and it is, we're talking about Cuban American cuisine. It is a type of sandwich consisting of a section of a baguette or other long, crusty roll with various fillings, typically a ... Oh no, what is typically in a Cubano sandwich? I think I have had a vegan version of this, maybe once, maybe a long time ago. I would very much like to have another one. Thank you. What does this say? A Cubano is a pressed sandwich made with low roasted pork, ham, Swiss cheese, pickles, and mustard on Cuban bread or other long, crusty rolls. It is buttered on the outside and pressed until hot, crispy, and the cheese is melted. It's a panini style sandwich. You make it up and then you put it in the grill press. Oh, maybe the what was that? It's a little bit different, but what was that word that we had at the beginning? The comal, a smooth griddle. Maybe you put it on the smooth griddle. Probably not though. Yeah, I wouldn't mind having one of those. All right, what is next? Next is cuchi frito. Cuchi frito. I love saying that. Cuchifrito, noun, and it says in plural. So is that the plural, or do you only use it in plural by saying cuchifritos? This is a Puerto Rican dish popularized in New York City. New York City! Consisting of deep-fried pieces of pork or sometimes other meat and vegetables such ... Well, of course, now we have to look up the cuchi frito. Well, it's not a sandwich. It's just a dish. It's got deep-fried pieces of pork. I mean, I don't eat that stuff, but anything deep-fried, yep, sounds pretty good to me. Let's look up. Yes, cuchi fritos. You use the S there. Oh no, the AI thing is in Spanish. What am I supposed to do? Let's see. I just want to know what is it typically, or also cochifritos refers to various fried foods prepared principally of pork in Spanish and Puerto Rican cuisine. In Spain, cuchifritos are a typical dish from Segovia in Castile. The dish consists of pork meat fried in olive oil and garlic and served hot. In Puerto Rico, they include a variety of dishes, including morcilla, which is blood sausage, rellenos de papa, which is fried potato balls stuffed with meat, and chicharrón, which is fried pork skin, and other parts of the pig, prepared in different ways. What else? Cooking plantain. Ooh, that's a good ingredient. Anything else? Oh, they will also serve juices and drinks such as passion fruit, pineapple, coconut juice, as well as ajonjolí, a drink made from sesame seeds. Wow, interesting. Yeah, so basically, cuchifritos is pork. Meat in general, but pork. All right, next we have culo, C-U-L-O. Noun, this is slang, sometimes derogatory and potentially offensive. So keep that in mind before you go spouting off this word culo, like I just did. Luckily, there's nobody around me. So this is typically in Spanish and Italian contexts. It is a person's buttocks, their butt, their glutes, their tushy. It is the bottom, the backside. Also, we're getting more specific here, the anus or the rectum. But also, it is a stupid, irritating, or ... So you're basically just calling somebody there as... Well, stupid and irritating are both pretty different things. But you're calling a person, you're like a butt. You're no better than an anus. than a rectum. You got a crack down your face just like your butt's got a crack. I'm sure people will have much more information, but here it says, let's see, what does culo estúpido mean in Spanish? And it's a stupid ass. That's what it is. Culo means ass, bum, bottom, behind, fanny. All of those are perfect. Yeah. So it's a mean word. Next we have currick or currick. Currick. Noun. It is a mound of stones piled high as a landmark, usually on a hill or mountaintop or other exposed area. Also the word cairn. Cairn. And I immediately think of Sharon and I came across one of these, a currick or a cairn, when we were in Iceland a number of years ago. We hiked up to the top of this mountain, it felt like, and there was a huge, huge waterfall, and then we walked across the river at the top of the waterfall. It was very, very low and not rushing river, so it was very safe. It was very cold. We walked across it, and then we went to the other side to go down. And over there on the other side, there was this big pile of rocks that people had made. I don't know how long it had been there, but so we got a picture of Sharon putting a little rock on there. Maybe I'll post it if I'm nice. Next, we have cyclo, Cyclo. It is a noun, and this is chiefly and originally in Southeast Asia, and it is a three-wheeled rickshaw powered by pedals or sometimes a motor, especially one operating as a taxi. And then another name people know this as is pedicab, which is a cab for walkers, pedi, people with their feet, or they're using their feet to operate it like on a bike. Let's see. Well, I mean, I think I know what these look like, but I want to see. Cyclo, I guess I'll just type in Asia so it knows what context we're talking about. And I want to look up images. Yeah, so it's basically a tricycle, but in this context, the two wheels are in the front. There's two wheels in the front, and there's it looks like a very large baby carriage for adults. And then there's one wheel in the back, and that's where the person who's biking, they sit there, and they're just pushing people around, and then they get paid. It's a cyclo. All right, next we have data breach. Ugh, yeah, this has been a big thing in the world. There's always the data breach. It seems like everybody's always stealing my information. Oh boy, this company's got a data breach. You better lock down your stuff. You gotta pay to get your data back or something, and blah, blah, blah. Stupid data breaches. I guess that's the problem with living in this world of technology and the internet. This is a noun. It is an instance or situation in which confidential information about a person or organization is exposed, either accidentally or as the result of a cyber ... A cyber attack is probably what it is going to say. Usually I think it's from a cyber attack, but I guess sometimes it could be an accident. The company was like, oops, we forgot to plug in the firewall. Sorry, guys. All of your data's out there now. All right, next is debank. Debank? It is a transitive verb. And it says now, I don't know what that means. This is to refuse a person or organization to refuse access to bank accounts or other financial services due to the perceived financial ... I know, it's so... I'm leaving you with so many cliffhangers. I just hope that you are so fascinated by this concept that you will just go look it up yourself. Debank. Right, I don't want you to access my bank account for some reason. Well, then you can't have an account here at this thing if you don't give us access to your money, because we will need to do some transfers or something. So I'm debanking myself. All right, next is, debanking. Debank with an ing, noun. This is the action or practice by a bank of removing or restricting the access of a person, group, or organization to bank accounts or other financial other financial, I don't know, information. You got plenty of room here on this line, although I guess it changes when I stretch out the window. So this is the bank. The bank is removing or restricting the access of somebody to their bank accounts. We're debanking. We got to do a debanking because we don't want you to have access to your account for some reason. Maybe you weren't paying your fees. I don't know. Debanking. All right. Well, I think we have one more for this episode, which is debs. DEBS. It is a noun. And this is a formal social event, like a party, dance, or ball, held for students in their final year of secondary school, usually towards the end of the ... probably the end of the school year. Well, this seems pretty British, just a tad British, I would say, because they say secondary school. Now, is that, well, let's just look it up. Is that the equivalent of high school in America? What is secondary school? I believe it might be. They say primary school is the earlier stuff. Secondary school refers to the educational stage after elementary or primary school, generally encompassing middle school and high school in the United States, preparing students for college or vocational training. So, well, I mean, junior high is like 2 or 3 years before high school in America, and so like the earliest ages would be about 13. So the second year of secondary school, oh no, sorry. I see what I did. The final year of secondary school. That makes so much more sense. So these are people who are about 17 or 18, and it's called debs. Now, is this the equivalent to prom in America? Let's look that up. Is debs the same? Oh, look, it even autofills. Same as prom? Yes, debs is the same concept as prom, but it is the Irish term for the formal school-leaving dance, while prom is the North American term. So. Yeah, I mean, it seems like maybe it's more Irish, but I don't know. Any of you other British people, do you do debs? Do you do a debs? Now, where does the term come from, though? Look, there just happens to be a Wikipedia link for this. There's controversy. Controversy? Let's see. Is this going to tell me where the name comes from? Equally, I am also curious about where does the word prom come from? Let's see. It is most commonly referred to as the debs. Oh, from debutante. Of course, that makes so much sense. But some schools call it the grad or grads from graduation, while in County Donegal and other parts of Ulster, it is known as the prom or the formal. What is the prom? Is prom like promenade? Pomp and circumstance? No, that's different. Well, we will never find all of the information, but at least now we know that debs comes from debutante, which is like, look at this, you're going off into the world. Congratulations, have a party. All right. Well, that is it. We are definitely not halfway through this list. So I don't know what we're going to do about that. We're going to figure something out. But there's some good words in here. And I thank you for checking out this show. I don't think I have said this. I should probably do a post about this. But we're weeks away probably from this actually happening. But I hit my episode limit on my previous podcast hosting site. I sort of didn't realize or didn't know, so I hit the limit, and which meant that many of my early episodes were unavailable, and so I had to go through a whole process, and I have transferred everything over to a new hosting platform, which supposedly has unlimited episodes. At the moment of recording, Apple is still only showing a limited amount, and I don't understand why, so I have a message off to the people to help me with this. But yes, it shouldn't affect anything for you. If you are a regular podcast listener to this show, You may notice that you are doing some like re-downloads or something because I had to deactivate many episodes, and some of them didn't transfer over, so you might have some new downloads, but you can just delete them or just listen to them again. Whatever you send them to a friend. Send a letter to a friend with the podcast episode and say, "Here, check this out. I think you would like it." All right, with that, I'm going to end this number 4, I think this is number 4, Pre-G bonus episode about new words from 2025. And until next time, this is Spencer dispensing information. Goodbye.